Great, thanks.
All right. Well, first off, I'm Jesse from GiveGab. I know some, if not many of you, from working at Alumni Affairs and Development in athletics. And I'm really excited to be working with you all again in this capacity. And we all at GiveGab are very much looking forward to our partnership on Your Giving Day this coming spring. And so I kind of envision this as a sort of run through in what the capabilities of our platform is and how you can best utilize it for Giving Day. And so I'll kind of go through some screenshots in this presentation, jumping back and forth between those screenshots and then sort of more live demos on the website. And I will leave time for questions kind of at the end of every section. I envision us starting to talk about how you can edit your profiles, then moving into campaigns, and then just kind of a few other tidbits about how you can use our platform on the day. So I'll go ahead and get started. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute themselves and just jump in.
I'm going to write and copy
kind of the easiest bit, how do I get to my page? You really will just go to givegab.com and that will take you here. Once you've created a profile, you all should have administrative access to the college or unit that you're a part of. And so this is what your profile will look like for your respective college or unit. And on here, the kind of most important thing for you is the Giving Day button right here. And so once you click that, you'll kind of click through to get to Cornell's Giving Day. And then this is the page that you'll really spend the bulk of your time on, along with the campaign pages. And this is where you will be setting up your college or unit's profile or your program's profile. And so all programs that have a profile set up, we have created a baseline amount of information. So you already see that there's the Giving Day logo, a tagline, and a cover photo. And then these highlighted sections are kind of the big sections that you'll want to worry about. You don't need to worry about bank account information. And so let's jump through these, see what they look like.
Hey, Jesse, could you ask everyone to mute their lines?
Say that again?
Could you ask everyone to mute their phones? Because there's lots of... Yeah.
Yep. Could everyone mute their phones? I think there might be a couple of you who are unmuted. Okay, so going to the website here. So this is your Giving Day profile, and this is just a really nice way to get everything in order for your profile, and you can kind of just begin to work through these different steps. And so here you can change your tagline if you want to tie it into some marketing your college or unit has done. You can make the website go to your own college or unit's website, so it just doesn't go to the main Cornell page. And then the logo, we will want to keep that as is for all of the college and units, just so there is that uniformity across profiles. And then once you update these, you can just simply press save, and that will save it to your profile. And then this is probably the place that you'll spend the bulk of your time in terms of just really building out your profile. You have the opportunity to change out the cover photo here, and the optimal size will be 15 by 500 pixels, and that'll look really nice on the profile and on the Giving Day page. And then in this editor right here, you can begin to create your story. It's what we call a what you see is what you get editor. So there is some flexibility in kind of formatting. You can insert photos, links, change the colors, make things bold and whatnot. And you can even do some light code. I would really not recommend that unless you feel really comfortable doing that. But it's a really nice place to kind of tell an in-depth story and really expand upon your goals for Cornell's Giving Day. And then you can also post a URL to a YouTube or Vimeo video. And so if you post that, that will just embed in your profile. And then again, you'll just hit save here once you're done editing that. And then moving down here, so adding donation levels, this is something that is kind of coming out of crowdfunding. Some of you may have run crowdfunding projects. And so we recommend doing 3 to 4 donation levels if you do choose to do donation levels. And when you're adding these, you can set them at all amounts. They'll go from smallest on the left to largest on the right. And when creating these levels, you can choose to, you'll add dollar amount, you can add a description, and you could add an image even. And so this, here we can kind of play with this. And then so let's hop over to our page to see what that'll look like. And so that'll appear just right here, and when someone goes, well, this page isn't quite ready, but when someone goes, that amount will be pre-designated. And as you build out more donation levels, they will just appear across this page. So 3 or 4 is really nice because it stays on one line, and it just looks really good and scales really well to a mobile device also. And then the other big thing is that you can add a thank you message. And so this thank you email will be sent to donors immediately after they make their gift to your program. And there is some default messaging, so you can keep that, or you can personalize it to your college or unit. And then you can also add a YouTube or Vimeo link again so that you can include a video. And I believe that if you have a video and a photo, it'll only do one or the other, and a video will always trump a photo. And then again, you'll hit save. And when this goes out, this will also serve as a tax receipt for your donors. Does anyone have any questions about this?
Jesse, can you put a range in the donation amount, or does it have to be an exact amount?
Say that again.
Can you put a range, like $50 to $250 in the donation level?
No, you can't, because what will happen,
Oh, right, the pre-filling, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if I can, if one of these is still live.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, see, so that'll pre-designate right there.
Okay, I'm thinking about, I have like multiple programs I'm trying to fundraise for. within the college. So just thinking about how to utilize them for programs versus levels. But that was what.
Yeah. So what I would think about doing is maybe doing, you know, if $50 is program A, $100 could be program B, and program C could be $250. That might be a solution if you're trying to drive people to give specific amounts per each program, and then you could show that through the description, and then if you had a photo that kind of represented that program, that might be a nice way to kind of show that. And the other thing, which I'll get to, is campaigns. And so you could actually almost build smaller pages for each of those programs.
Okay, thank you.
We'll get there. So that's kind of it for profiles. I think, as you can see here, this is what it'll look like when there's a video included, some photos. A lot of people really do a lot of formatting, and I think it can be a really effective means to get GIFs. And then on this profile, you'll see a few things. Recent donors will be shown here. So as individuals make their gift, it will show their name, dollar amount, and then they can even say, they can leave a little comment that will appear here. And donors do have the option to give anonymously. And so if they do that, it would just say anonymous, for example, right there.
Hey, Jesse, people are asking questions via the chat, just so you know.
Okay, let me hop back to that.
Jesse, can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm taking care of some questions about text-restricted language in the thank you message. I didn't mean to disrupt your presentation, but I'm just answering questions on the fly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to move forward, I can maybe let you know if there are questions you should address at the end, but I'm trying to address this as we go. Okay?
Okay. Thanks, Thomas. And the other thing with with profiles is that you can set up matching, and you see that here, and that's a really cool tool if you are able to work with a donor to set up a match. And so what you kind of secure an amount, and then you can set it to automatically match gifts throughout the day. And so this will actually be a progress bar as you're making progress towards completing that match. And to do that, you would go here and manage sponsor matching. And in that, you'll be able to provide an image, add a name, and then kind of the total amount. And then you'll also be able to set the amount or the eligible match per donation. So it could be that the matches will be applicable to all donations up to $500. And then you can even scope those matches to a certain time frame. So if you want to scope them 3 hours during the day or all day, you can kind of use your discretion in doing that. And it's a really nice incentive to leverage giving. And I think people are really encouraged by it. And as you're making your gift, there's even a pop-up that will say, you know, your match is, or your gift is eligible for a match up to so-and-so. So people are really able to see the impact of their gift right off the bat. Okay, and then the next thing I want to jump to are campaigns. And so a lot of you, we've set up profiles, so that will be top level kind of annual funds. So you have your profile for arts and sciences, for the Department of Athletics and Physical Education, engineering, so on. And then a lot of those programs will also have what we call campaigns, but designations for you all. And so these are scoped to more specific funds. And so for athletics, it would be all of the teams. And so within this, you're able to kind of build out a campaign for a specific initiative. And so similar to your profile, you're able to edit the tagline. You can set a fundraising goal if you wish, and then this will be scoped to the day. And then you're able to also kind of describe the fund if you choose. You can add a photo, an image, and then again, you can also embed video like you can for the higher level profiles. And again, all of these, we've already copied out all of the campaigns that are going to be available on Giving Day, and they're set as just a template. So if you want to take the time to build out some further, you can do that. If not, there is a sort of baseline template that donors will be able to arrive to and give through. And then there is also another thank you that people will get when they donate to a specific campaign. So you can make this specific to, in this case, women's rowing, and there can also be a video. And so I would, can we add a campaign to our pre-populated group? I would bring that to Ashley and Thomas. As a question, if you can, this is how you would go about making a new campaign, but they'll be the ones to provide guidance on that. And then similar to you cannot have campaigns nested within campaigns. So the structure, the hierarchy is college or unit, and then designation or campaign. So arts and sciences would be the higher level designation, and then English department, or if there is a arts and sciences undergraduate scholarship fund, but you can't further specify that campaign or stratify it beyond that, if that makes sense, Liz. And then similar to your profiles, you can also make donation levels for this. And that I would disregard the event fundraising and the registration form. Those really aren't oriented to your needs on the day. And then the nice thing about both the campaigns and the profiles is that you'll be able to share these direct links to your constituents. So when you're doing your emails, you can share this link in your email, and that's where your donors, when they press that call to action in their email, they'll be taken specifically to your page. So it really is a couple steps for them to donate if they want to.
That's a question I had. It feels like we're adding a layer in between. I thought the goal would be to have as few steps as possible for them to actually make a gift. Are we encouraging people to go here first, or really just go directly to make a gift?
I can take this one, maybe, Jesse?
Yes.
I think that Sharing the link to your profile or your campaign is a great opportunity during the pre-event phase. So there'll be 2 weeks before the giving day, the actual giving day, that you'll have to kind of market your campaign on your profile. So I think this is a perfect time to share that, so people will go and actually read the story, watch the video, maybe bookmark it, share it with a friend. So that's a great time to share this page. On the day of, if you decide to share the donate link, we'll have the ability to pre-populate the URL with the exact designation. So I would say you might not want to share that page on the day. You'll have a link that sends directly to the pre-populated form on the day. But for the 2 weeks before, this is some great real estate you'll be able to share to really get people excited about your story.
Perfect. Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions about campaigns? Okay, so let's jump back here. The other thing that will be really helpful to you on the day of will be donations, or seeing your gift report. And so under this fundraising tab, this is where you will be able to pool the gift report for your individual college or units. And that will have sort of all the data that is collected on our platform, and that will also include gifts that are made to specific campaigns. So it'll show that all gifts were made to athletics and physical education, and then there would be a campaign column showing that they gave to wrestling or to football or to women's rowing, just so that it's really easy throughout the day to track donations as they're coming in live. Does anyone have any more general questions just about editing your profile, or kind of questions about GiveGab in general, thinking ahead as you work through your preparations for GiveGab?
Hey, Jesse, this is Tony Simeone. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Hey, Jesse. Thanks for doing this.
Of course.
It's a great big platform, and it looks like you guys have a lot of great stuff for us. So
yeah, we're excited.
we hope to live up to it. There's a lot to do. I had a question about campaigns, and I apologize if you answered this, but at this point, I know they preloaded several, or we came up with a bunch we wanted to do. Is there an option to create something new that we've come up with that we'd like to do that we didn't know earlier?
So I would ask Thomas or Ashley just to chime in on the direction for that.
Well, we have pre-populated profiles and campaigns based on last year to kind of reflect the designation / font structure that we had. But we really encourage you to own those campaigns if you feel that something is missing, and if you feel that there is an interest in your base in starting a new campaign, and you think that you can you can consider those campaigns. You can see them the way you would see a crowdfunding project. I think successful campaigns will be the ones that have people behind them to put content, change the images, push them on social, etc., etc. If you see an opportunity, we welcome new campaigns. And Jesse right now on his screen has the fundraising campaigns page where you see the start a new campaign button. So we have pre-populated the ones that we thought, based on last year's activity, would be the ones you'd like to go with. But if you wanna build some more, please go ahead and do it. I would just mentally keep in mind, like, you know, a list of things that you need for that, just to make sure that the campaigns that will be added are kind of complete in a way, with some design assets, with some copy, and also backed by a community on social or by email that will re-own that and make it live. Does that answer your question, Tony?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really encouraging, and thanks again for the flexibility.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, no, just go ahead and run with it. It's great. The great feature, and I've said this many times, the great thing about those campaigns is that you give real estate to smaller things. Okay, so the profiles are great for colors and unit, but there might be a project that deserves to be there, and you can really make that story live on the platform, and you can share it 2 weeks before the event. So that's a fantastic feature, and yes, please go ahead and use it.
Great, and yes, it is, like Thomas was saying, very easy to start a new campaign. So once you hit the start a new campaign button, you'll kind of walk through the steps that we saw earlier. So this would create a campaign, and then you would fill out your story, a thank you message, and kind of all the other assets to fully build out that campaign.
And without getting too much in the weeds about detail, what about things like on the back end, you know, what account number it would go into, et cetera, et cetera? Is that all part of the setup process?
That you would work with on that with advancement services. Or, you know, if you titled this engineering undergraduate scholarships, I would have in mind on your end internally that, okay, that matches up to, you know, the designation that is for engineering undergraduate scholarships. And so just making sure there is an appropriate bucket that campaign will tie into when you go to advancement services. And that's something, in terms of how you communicate that with the folks who are doing the actual reconciliations, I would work with Thomas and Ashley on that.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Kim, who's the project manager on that, and also with David, and see how they would like to get this info. But that's a great question, and we might need to put a very light workflow in place, so you guys can let us know, hey, by the way, we have 3 new campaigns, and this is where the funds should go. So I'll circle back to the community of users about that, but that's an excellent question.
And then these campaign pages, once we make some updates to our system, will actually appear with the same kind of general Cornell Giving Day branding. So there will be a very integrated look, and it'll very much look like you're all in the same platform. Our team is kind of developing that out now, so that will be ready very shortly. Does anyone have any other questions or sort of anything else that they'd like to ask?
While everybody's here, or a lot of people actually joining today, I might as well also let you guys know that the last message that I sent to everybody had a January 16 kind of due date for those profiles and campaigns. Thank you to those who let me know that this was a holiday. That was the French person in me forgetting about that. So I think we can push that due date by a day. So if you can have your profiles and campaigns ready by the 17th end of business. Then proceed to a review of those profiles and campaigns. It's really a way for us to provide some feedback and help you get your profiles and campaigns to to a nice finished product, or at least give you directions and support to get you there in a timely manner. So I'll follow up by email, but for those who are not here today, but we'll review those profiles and campaigns on the 17th. Feel free to reach out to me if you have more questions. We'll also have some office hours this week, and you've received that information, I think, sent by Ashley. So if you decide to start working on this today, but you have more questions, you'll have opportunities to work directly with GiveGab on the platform.
Yeah, and I was also going to chime in on office hours. It'd be great if those of you who have any specific questions about setting up your own page to come in. It's a really good way to just walk through things one-on-one, and I'm happy to really answer any questions you have then, or even walk you through enhancing your profile for the day or your campaigns. Just really any questions you have about using the platform, we're there to answer them, and it'd be great if you all were able to stop by.
Hey Thomas, it said we're supposed to get an invitation from GiveGab so that we could access the pages.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Can you repeat?
Sure. It indicated that we're supposed to get an invitation from GiveGab to be able to access the pages.
Yes, and they were sent last Tuesday.
Do you know who it comes from?
So it was coming from GiveGab. So I was working with two lists. There is an email list of communicators, people that are in the know about the project. And then I was given a second list by Nicole of people who would be designated admins for those profiles and campaigns. So if you didn't receive this invitation, maybe you were not on the second list. If you would like to be invited, just shoot me an email and I'll work with GiveGab to get you an invitation. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Well, I mean, that's all I have. I know we're ending a little early. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to ask them now. I'm happy to stay on if anyone has any one-on-one questions. Otherwise, it'd be really great if you all stop by for office hours either tomorrow or Wednesday. But otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And again, please, if you have any other questions as you're working through any of this, always feel free to reach out to us. We're really happy to help as we can. And if you have really quick questions, this little blue chat bubble will put you in touch with our customer success team, and they're really quick in answering questions. And this is a pretty effective means of communication and problem solving for working through quick issues. It allows us to kind of see what you're working on and just easily assess any issues you may be having. Great. Well, thank you all so much.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Ashley.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. See you all. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.